Russell of Hotels, you know that live hospitality talk show everybody's talking about. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me just make sure I do a quick video account. Make sure that I am live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube, like I'm supposed to be. Hope you guys are well. Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. What is it? November 21st. I had to look at the calendar, make sure we're good on that. Make sure the date is okay. I just want to make sure. Let me hold on one second. We just always want to make sure that we are live on the platforms we're supposed to be live on. There we go. Boom. There we go. YouTube and LinkedIn. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you guys, joining on air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. We talk about the good, the bad, the sometimes challenging, sometimes ugly world of hospitality or hotel industry. So, but yeah, as you can see, I'm live from LA, but actually, the scene that you'll see today are from the UCLA Lake Arrowhead Lodge. That's the same as the UCLA Lake Arrowhead Conference Center. Okay, so it's one and the same. I think they just changed the name, or at least that's the name I'm using. So, but yeah, I was there last week. I was there on Friday. Oh my God, it was a great experience. Not just a great experience for me once I got up there, but for my client, right? Because my client was there, and they were there from Wednesday through Sunday. They had an outstanding job. Outstanding experience. So great job to the staff at the UCLA Lake Arrowhead Lodge. So thank you very much for everything that you guys did to make my clients, feel at home and make sure everything was easy. The food was phenomenal, they said. The room setups and everything were just great. And the weather was cooperative. It didn't rain, didn't snow, anything like that. So in fact, if it did, I would not have gone up there because I'm not into, mountains. Once you get there are great. The mountaintop, as you can see, and I'll show you some scenes a little later. But yeah, once you get up there is great, but just getting there for me, and this is just me, like I said, this is a personal thing. I don't like driving up mountains to get to places, but it is a great location, right? Once you get there, it's just so serene and tranquil and relaxing, and you can meditate, whatever the stuff you want to do, right? Get close with God, whatever you want to do, you can do that there. But although you can get close with God without going to the mountains, okay? Just so you know that. But I just had to throw that in there. But yeah, but it was great. And on another note, before I do this kind of my monologue before I get into the show. So once I get done with the monologue, I'll go do the intro and then come back and start the show. Just so you know. But on another note, I want to thank Miss Michelle Carlin. She was my guest last week. Miss Michelle Carlin with Alignment Advising. If you did not hear the show or watch the show last week, you missed it, but it's still there. So feel free to go back on LinkedIn and YouTube and listen to it and watch the show and just hear how she, tells us what she does as far as, getting companies or organizations in alignment with themselves for the most part. And sometimes we sleep on bringing a third party in to kind of facilitate, or just to monitor what we're doing. We may be doing some things wrong, or maybe doing some things right, but we may also be doing some things wrong as well. And we need to work on those things. And sometimes only a third party can show you this stuff, right? So it's okay to bring someone in. You don't have to be intimidated or afraid, or I'm going to lose my job, or they're not going to listen to me because I brought somebody else in. Well, you need to be comfortable with yourself when you do that too, okay? So, but there's nothing wrong with having someone kind of just, kind of sit back and just observe what's going on and let you know that, hey, this is good, but you may want to try it, this time. Going into a meeting without an objective, is not a good thing, right? What do you hope to get out of this meeting? So a lot of times we don't even think about that. We just have meetings to have another meeting. But anyway, I think people within the hotel space could learn from that, can learn from her, and she can definitely add value to that. So just go back and listen to that, and then you'll get a feeling of what she does, what she stands for, and basically how she can help your organization or help a organization that you may know of, right? So there you go. But once again, we're high in Lake Arrowhead Lodge, that UCLA, a conference center. So I'm gonna pause for a second. We're gonna do the intro, and then we'll be right back with the show. Okay, so hold on 1 second, and we're gonna do it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to On Air with Russell of Hotels, where we talk about everything hospitality, from hotels to influencers and everything in between. We will feature guest interviews with hospitality professionals who will share their experiences. Your host, Russell Edmond, has spent over 25 years in the hospitality industry, beginning his career with Marriott International in hotel operations, before moving into the sales arena and becoming a relationship-building director of sales and marketing. Russell then went to the other side as a hospitality entrepreneur. He now consults in the hotel and meeting space, which includes being the CEO of RussellofHotels Group. Did I mention he was a veggie foodie? Yes. Russell is always looking for good non-meat eats. Please welcome your host, Russell Edmond.
Kind of snazzy little tune there. Hey, welcome on air to Russell of Hotels. On air with Russell of Hotels, excuse me. Thank you guys so much for joining today. Once again, it's Tuesday, November 21st, 2023. Hope you guys well. Did you know today is show number 229? We're about to hit another milestone. That's 230, right? Next week. Not that I'm going to be doing anything, different or unusual or, got to celebrate 230. No, we just keep it moving, right? So the most important show is the next one, okay? So I don't get caught up in all these numbers, although 100 and 200 were big. I mean, that was good, right? There's kind of some big milestones, and I wanted to maybe have some people on and all that kind of stuff. But moving forward, you know what? The next show is the biggest show, okay? So we don't want to get too big, right? So just, we don't get caught up in all the hype, okay? So, but anyway, thank you guys so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Once again, we are here at the UCLA Lake Arrowhead Lodge. I mentioned that earlier, and I got some specifics of it, right? So people want to know the vitals. Like, what are the vitals of this hotel or this conference center, this retreat center, whatever the heck you call it? What are the vitals? What you may ask, well, Russell, what are the vitals? Well, I'm gonna give you the vitals. Boom. Okay. All right. Those are the vitals. Okay. 104 guest rooms, 18 meeting rooms, 10,000 square feet of meeting space, up to 200 people. You can have up to 200 people. So it's not overly big, and that's good, right? So you can keep it in control, right? 200 people, over 200 people, 201, no, you can't come. Okay. So we want to keep it under control. We want a certain amount of people here. Get that great experience with 200 people, but you can't get that experience with over that. I mean, and I understand that, right? Over 42 acres, so it's kind of spread out. They got tennis courts, they got a pool, they got pickleball, they got all kind of stuff. And I'm going to show you some video. As I change scenes, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm speaking of. And it was built in 1920, so this goes back some time, right? You guys know I love, 1920 buildings, especially the ones like downtown LA, but this is not that, right? This is rustic. You get that feeling of that lodge. So if you've ever been to a, camping or, up in the mountains and they have a lodge and, all that kind of stuff, ski lodge and all that, you get that rustic feel. You definitely get that. All the rooms have fireplaces, as you can see right here. This is actually in their kind of lobby area. You see the firewood stacked up. It's ready. Just build a fire. In fact, after that, I built the fire. After I took a picture. I said, let me go ahead and build a fire here. It was getting kind of cold, and I wanted to be toasty in here, so they were able to let me do that. I'm just joking. We didn't need a fire at that point. But anyway, sounded good though, right? But yeah. So that's kind of give you the lay of the land of the specifics or the vitals of UCLA Lake Arrowhead Lodge. Now, let me just tell you this. This used to be UCLA only, excuse me, it was only open at one point, it was only open for UCLA. So they can only have, you had to work for UCLA, you had to be, a department or auxiliary member or whatever it is, but you had to be associated with UCLA to have a meeting there or a conference. Well, they've gotten away from that and they open it to the public. Okay, and it's been recent. I mean, I don't know how many years ago, but recent years that they've opened it to the public. So there you go. So this is a good thing, right? So my group or my client was able to take her group up there and had a great experience. And this just happened last Wednesday. They just checked out on Sunday. So and they had a great time. So and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But let's get on in it. So there you go. There's a pool there. I mean, it's just see how sparkling it is. So the weather was nice. It was not cloudy when I was there. Clouds were rolling in, well, at least LA after that fact, but I was in and out before all that stuff settled in. So I'm not sure if it rained or if it snowed up there over the weekend. I'm not sure, but because I wasn't there. Okay, so I'll ask my client later. Okay, so but it was definitely when I was there. It was definitely a beautiful day. One of those post office picture perfect days, like not post office, but what do you call it? Chamber of Commerce Day. The days that they want to take pictures of. It was one of those beautiful days. Let's see. What else? There was something else I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Oh, the chat is open. Okay, so feel free to make comments. This is all about engagement. It's not just about me, although most of it is gonna be about me talking, right? Having a conversation with myself. But you can come in and, not come in, but make comments and say, hey, I'm here. Good information, bad information. Why do you do this? Who are you? Whatever you want to say, go ahead and say it. And I will share your comments on the screen in real time. This is all real time, right? This is live. I only do lives. I do postings and things like that, but any video that you see from me, more than likely it's going to be a live video. So there's no take two. There's no like, oh, I messed up. Oh, I said the wrong thing. No, you just keep it going. If I say the wrong thing, I'll, go back and say, hey, I made a mistake and, you got to correct it at that time. But I'm not going to say, oh, stop rolling, take two. Plus, I'll be talking to myself because I'm the only one that's here. I do it all, right? So I got to produce it. I got to write it. I got to star in it. I got to do all of it, right? But anyway, no, I love doing it. So there you go. But we're going to get into, brand sponsor, right? I haven't mentioned this in a while because I guess I had a guest last week, so I didn't mention my sponsor. That's Level Hotel, downtown Los Angeles. StayingLevel.com is their website, and use that promo code ROH23 to get that good rate, to get that Russell of Hotels rate. It's not going to be free, but it will be cheaper than you can get, for yourself, right? You can't get a better rate by yourself, than with me. Okay, did that make sense? Go through this, you get a better rate if you go ROH23. Okay, then you can get on your own. There you go. I think that sounded better. So, but remember, holidays are here, right? Holidays this week. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, in case I forgot to say that. But holidays are coming. People are coming into LA. They may be, I'm going to go catch a Laker game, or I'm going to go to the concert, downtown at the Microsoft Arena or theater or whatever. And you may not want to go back home. Maybe you live in the Empire, or maybe you live out of, in San Diego, and you want to stay the night. StayingLevel.com, right? So 1, 2, and 3 bedroom suites. The smallest one is 700 square feet. Okay, that's how big it is, right? So your typical guest room in a hotel is going to be between 300 and 350 square feet. That's it. This is double the size of that, right? So they all have washers and dryers. They all have full kitchens. And they all have balconies. Okay, so you don't have to fight over it. Well, why did they get a balcony? I didn't get one. No, everyone gets a balcony. Okay, so you can see downtown. You can be outside chilling with your glass of wine, sitting down like, oh, look at that building over there. Oh, you see those people over there? Throw a rock at them. Whatever you want to do, you can do. So check it out. Just go StayingLevel.com. Check out the hotel. But if you want to book it, always book direct. I don't care where you stay. Make sure you book direct. Okay, go to their website and book direct. Okay. So once again, this is a lake, right? So you can see the lake is just shiny and glimmery. Mountains, well, you're up in the mountains, but You still got, a couple thousand feet to go up if that's what you chose to do, or that's what you choose to do. But this is right across from their facility. So great views. And this is part of I think that's the main lodge. I'm not sure. I can't see it from there. I can't see because it's a close up view. But this is what the lodges look like, or the cottages. You can see the top of the roof, right? I think this is next to the tennis court. Oh yeah, the pool's right there, and I think the tennis courts are to this side over here. So, but anyway, so what did I want to talk about today? So interesting. I always have a topic, right? And actually, I was having this was a text conversation yesterday with all people for my mother, right? So she texted me some other stuff, but then I had posted something yesterday. I did a daily check-in because I do a daily check-in every day, right? It's a live daily check-in, just similar to this, but the daily check-ins are more brief than this. This goes for about an hour. Daily check-ins about 20 minutes or so. And I mentioned AI, artificial intelligence, right? And I did a video in AI, and she goes, "Why AI?" Just like a question, like, I mean, why AI? What does that mean? What are you asking? She goes, basically, I guess I had to decipher it because I didn't have a conversation with her. This was all via text, right? So she was asking me, why do I use AI for Russell of Hotels? Maybe that's why. So I said, you know what? I can't explain that on a text, so I would have to call you, but I hadn't called her yet. So I said, you know what? That was a topic for today. I'm like, why do I use AI? So that's what I'm going to talk about. Okay. So, but this is what prompted this whole thing, right? So check this out.
Mom asked me, why do I use AI to promote Russell of Hotels? I said, why not?
You hear what he said? He said, this is one more time.
My mom asked me, why do I use AI to promote Russell of Hotels? I said, why not?
Yeah, why do I use AI to promote AI? I mean, why do I use AI to promote Russell of Hotels? And I said, why? Or the AI said, why not? That was AI. That was not me. Okay. So I use these. Well, I'm going to get into why I use them. But, and this is my personal preference of why I use AI to do certain things, right? So, but yeah, so how this is set up, just just so you know, right? I go through this company called HeyGen, HeyGen, okay, .ai. Okay, so if you're interested, go HeyGen.ai, and it will basically how I set everything up, right? So you start off with an avatar, okay? So that was an avatar, right? So I had a video, so it asked you to submit a video of 2 minutes or more, okay? So a video has to be 2 minutes, at least 2 minutes. Anything shorter, it can't do it. So it took maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes for them to do it, to come up with this avatar, okay? So from the avatar, once you have the avatar, all you have to do now is to type in a script, okay? So you type in the script. So whatever that AI thing said, that was from typing. That was not me saying, I had to go on a microphone and, say, I talked to my mom yesterday and she asked, why do I use AI to promote, Russell of Hotels? I didn't have to say that. I just typed that in. I typed that word for word, what I wanted to put in there, and it came back with that, right? So, and it takes like 3 to 5 minutes to do that. From typing to submitting to getting it back is 3 to 5 minutes. So if every time I wanted to do a promotion and I wanted to use my likeness, it would take a lot longer than that. And plus I got to set up my phone. I got to, make sure I got the right light. I got to do this. I got to do that. Well, I don't have to do that with this. So it's more, it's creative, it's quick, it's convenient, right? And if you want to use your likeness to promote your brand, there you go, right? So this is one form of AI, because some people think, well, AI is only this form. No. There's different forms of AI. Are you guys familiar with chatbots? Say you call a hotel, and it basically gives you a menu of items to choose from. Thank you for calling, UCLA Convention, UCLA Arrowhead Lodge. would you like to make reservations? Push 5 for reservations. You click 5 for reservations, and it says, do you want to make a new reservation or do you want to check on an existing reservation? Oh, I want to make a new reservation. You can either say it or you can push number 5, right? That's AI. Excuse me. That is a form of AI. See, we use this stuff and we just think, oh, it's an automated message. Yeah, it is, but it's AI. It's generated by artificial intelligence. That's what AI stands for. What about I set up a doctor's appointment a couple of weeks ago, and say my doctor's appointment is tomorrow. So I get this phone call from the doctor's office. Russell Edmond, you have an appointment tomorrow at 12:50 at the location downtown Los Angeles. Are you able to make it? And you say yes. Say yes or push 1. Yes. Thank you. We'll anticipate you coming tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye. That's AI. So we use it all the time, or not all the time, but we've been introduced to this thing for some years now, right? We just didn't know what it was. We didn't call it AI. We just said, oh, this automated message. No, that's a form of AI. So AI comes in different forms. It can be the digital form that you saw of me. It can be a chat bot, which I just explained. It can be all these different things. It can be you're at a restaurant and there's a robot that's serving you your food, meaning the chef or the cook or whatever, the expediter is taking the food from the line, putting on this robot that has like shelves in it or whatever, and they close up the robot, program it to go to table 32, and it's going to go to table 32 and it's going to stop right there, right? Some of them have them where they open up and you pull the dish out yourself, but a lot of times they have it where there's still a server involved with doing that, right? Because I can just see that, someone pulls, a guest pulls the plate out and it's hot and it burns them and they drop it. Oh, that's a lawsuit right there, right? So a lot of them, they may be using robots, but there's still a server that is actually taking things out of the robot and presenting it to the guest. So to answer that question, like, oh, AI is taking over, it's going to take everybody's job, this darn AI. Well, some jobs need to be replaced, okay, or some people need to be replaced, but is it going to replace the masses? Not anytime soon, not in my lifetime, okay, maybe not in my daughter's lifetime, but maybe after that, but I don't know. But, if you look at the robots they're using, it's not, they're not that functional, okay, they're not going to be walking down like the hallways like we walk down the hallway and opening doors and all that kind of stuff. It's not going to be that way for a while, okay? I'm sure they're working on that. They're working on like the CP30, robots opposed to a R2D2 robot that just basically moves and you got to take things out of it, So it's going to be different, right? So no, I don't think it's going to be replacing anybody's job, but I think you need to be aware of what it is. I think you need to educate yourself on it. The people that know more about it, those are the ones that are going to be, working with AI or, making sure that the robots are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I think it's important that we know what's on the horizon and that we educate ourselves on what's on the horizon, but it's going to be taking people's jobs. I don't think so, but like I said, educate yourself on what's going on. But that's why I use AI, right? So in fact, yesterday, I used it to kind of have a conversation with me. It asked me 2 specific questions yesterday. So if you didn't see that, I'm going to share those questions with you. And they're back-to-back questions. And let's see, is it right here? Which one is it? Okay, here you go.
Can you tell me who you are, what you do, and how you can help your clients? Why did you start Russell of Hotels?
So those are 2 questions that AI asked me yesterday. So it was a conversation I had with AI. I had it with myself, but it was the avatar Russell. It wasn't Russell Edmond. It wasn't the Russell of Hotels, right? So you can have fun with it. That's how I look at it. And, everyone's doing it, right? So why not do it? And then I can hear people saying, well, if everybody was jumping off, off of the roof, head first, would you do that too? No, I probably wouldn't do that because I think I would be hurt or dead if I did do that. But I think staying on top of trends, what's going on, or being familiar with them, or at least educating ourselves with that, I think that's a good thing. Okay, you don't. No one. Everyone's not using it. Okay, I just threw that out there. Some people don't know how it even works. Okay, so I just explained more in the last 2 or 3 minutes than you probably been explaining on AI. And while AI has been out, you know what I mean, or been to this level, right? So if you're interested, like I said, go heygen.ai. And did I tell you that I did this for free? This is free, right? This is not that I paid to do this. This is the free subscription. Okay, there is a paid version of it that I'm sure is going to be a lot more. Probably going to be 4K instead of, I think this is 180 whatever. But yeah, I think 4K is going to be a lot better. The clarity is going to be better. The speech and the voice, with your, when I'm speaking like that, it's not going to be off, that kind of thing. So it's going to be spot on pretty much. So this is, like I said, I'm not paying for this. I don't pay that. There's a monthly subscription for it that you can do, but this is the paid. This is the free version that I'm using. Okay, so there you go. So it doesn't cost anything. Oh my God, my mom she just sent me a message. It said, let me put it on the screen here. She says, "Oh my, thanks for the info." See, that's the thing, right? So she prompted this whole conversation today based on her reaction to me posting this AI, right? So thank you very much. I appreciate people. You just don't know, with me, what conversations or what questions are going to spur a discussion. You know what I mean? A conversation on this show or a live show or whatever. So no, I thank you for that because that gives me content, right? Gives me content to talk about and explain to people what AI is and what you can do, how creative you can be with it. Like I said, I'm interviewing myself, right? Who ever thought of that, right? Oh, hello. And this is just the start of it. I'm gonna do it a little bit more. I'm gonna get a little better with it as as I learn it more because I'm still learning it too. So it's not like I'm the expert on it, but I can tell you I'm a resource, right? So I can tell you where to go, right? Somebody introduced me to HeyGen, okay? And that was Kat Von B. Kat Von B introduced me to HeyGen because she works for them. She does content creating for them. So she said, "Hey, you ever looked at HeyGen AI?" I'm like, "No, I have not." So she told me about it. She goes, "Well, it's a free version. You can check it out." So I checked it out, and there you go. So just make sure that we educate ourselves, like I mentioned a while ago. So educate ourselves on what we need to know, and it makes things easy for me because let me see what's going on here with this. It makes things easy for me because I don't have to recreate a video every time, right? Like I said, I have the avatar. I select that avatar. Only thing that I would do different now, I would add more avatars. So maybe I'll come up with a total of 3. Maybe I'm dressed like this. I keep the same one that I had before, and then maybe I'm dressed a little different. I don't know. I think it's just maybe the backdrop is different or whatever. I don't know, but I would change those things. So I'd have at least 3 options to use, my likeness, okay? But I think it's important for me to, whatever I do, if I'm going to use my likeness at all or use a likeness, it has to be mine. I mean, if it's my brand, Russell of Hotels, then I think it behooves me to do that, right? So that's why I do what I do, right? And it doesn't take that much time. It takes, like I said, 3 to 5 minutes to do it. Opposed to if I had to do the video myself, it's going to take me a while because, like I said, where's my tripod? Where's this? Where's that? Where am I? Am I outside? Am I inside? Whatever. But now I can just do it on the fly. I can be, sitting at the light, the traffic light. Okay, let me do a quick reel on Instagram, and I'm gonna do a quick little AI thing. Promote on air with Russell of Hotels. So I can do that. Boom, done. 3 to 5 minutes and it's done, right? So opposed to, like I said, hey, that's Russell of Hotels, blah, and I want to do a video and then post it, right? So no. So yeah, so you got a lot of options, right? So you can be, like I said, creative. It's quick. It's convenient. You can market, within your likeness. You can use yourself, your avatar, and there you go. So hopefully I helped you guys out, and you understand once again. HeyGen, HeyGen.ai. Okay, we got it. So there you go. So there you go. Excuse me 1 second. I have to take a drink of water. I get a little parched when I talk. So anyway, let's move on. Okay, shall we? These are three things I always say. Be intentional, make decisions, and take action on what's important to you. So whatever that is, be intentional. It is intentional that I talk about AI, right? I was being very intentional. I gave you information, what you can do, how you can take it and run with it. It's free, so it's not going to cost you anything to do it, right? So if you just want to experiment with something, be intentional about the experimentation. Learn from it. Don't just do it. Okay, it's free, but no, do it and learn from it. How does it work? How is it going to help me out? How's it going to help my business or help me do the things that I do? Create content. How is it going to help me do that? Well, it helps me do that in a fraction of the time that it used to. There you go. This could be AI right now. You don't even know. Did you know that? This could be AI. I could be AI right now, but I'm not. Okay, so I'm not. All right, calm down. I see the people back there like, oh my God, I didn't know. But anyway. So be intentional, make decisions, and take action on what's important to you, whatever that is. Be you. Always be you, right? So if you're a funny guy or try to be a funny guy, you want to be jovial, whatever, continue to be that way. Okay, don't try to be somebody else, because and be represented. Okay, make sure you represent yourself. Or whatever. I mean, I'm trying to represent, Russell of Hotels, the best Russell of Hotels that I can be, right? Because my representation matters. It matters that I'm in this space. It matters that someone that looks like me is in this space, right? I'm in the hotel space. I'm in the hotel site selection space, as well as I'm in the content creating space for hotels or for CVBs or DMOs, whatever. So it's important that people see that, oh, shoot, Russell does that? He has 25 years and 14 hotels under his belt. I had no idea. I had no idea that people who look like him could do these things. Okay. There's somebody out there that thinks like that. Okay, so don't even okay, now don't fake it. Okay, so but there are people out there that think like that. So it's important that, like I said, that someone that's coming behind me, right, can see this and say, hey, if this guy can come on here and make a fool of himself, I could do that too. Right? So yeah, you just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that I'm letting people know that yeah, I've amassed this experience or whatever, but I'm willing to share that experience too. So because like I said, I want people to say that, hey, if he can do it, I can do it, regardless of who they are, what they look like, right? But sometimes the measuring stick is like, well, this guy can do it, then shoot, I can do it too, that kind of thing. So, but I'm okay with that, right? Because I'm comfortable with who I am. I know who I am. I know what I can do. I know the experience I've come up with. Like I said, all this is based on my experience, not based on what somebody told me, not based on what I read in a book. Okay, this is based on me. Okay, I started this podcast because I wanted to do it. Okay, because I think I had something to say, or I still have something to say. So there you go. That's it. So be intentional, be you, be represented. Once again, another picture. It's just beautiful. Oh man, it's just picturesque. Okay, what do I do? What do I do? So I changed things up a little bit. What do I do? This is on my forehead, so I'm gonna move it down here. Okay. That's good that you can just be on the fly and just move things around. Okay, so who am I? What do I do? Okay, hotel site selection. So I assist companies and organizations with finding that right hotel or that right lodge or UCLA conference center. Okay, I'm that person that finds that hotel or this retreat center or this lodge or whatever for my clients, right? So it's based on what the clients want. So just a real little background, right? So the clients I deal with, or this particular client, is not a corporate client, right? So they don't need that corporate kind of hotel or that typical hotel, right? They needed something that was away from everything because of their subject matter could be kind of heavy, okay, emotionally kind of heavy. right? So they wanted something that was away from everything, away from people, away from other groups and things like that. Sometimes hotels, you don't know who's in the meeting room next door, depending on how the hotel is set up. And you never want to put like a pharmaceutical company next to a 10-year class reunion, or a church next to a 10-year class reunion. One is going to be hooping and hollering, and one's going to be trying to seriously, hey, we're doing pharmaceuticals in here. We don't have time for all this, right? All this foolishness, okay? So you want to make sure you have to think about those things, right? So my client is looking for a certain kind of vibe, okay? Now, that's hard to explain to a hotelier, okay? So I'm meeting with hotel people all the time, hotel salespeople. I said hotelier, okay? So I'm meeting with salespeople all the time, and I try to explain to them for this particular, because I have other clients, right? But this client is special. They have some different needs than the other ones, right? So I try to explain it's more of a vibe. It's not the location. It's a vibe, right? And like it has to be out of the way and all this. I'm trying to explain these things, and some of them get it, some of them don't, right? But when by chance I'm at Connect earlier this year in Vegas, and I have an appointment with this young lady who happens to be the director of sales and marketing of UCLA Lake Arrowhead Lodge. Her name is Cassiopeia Figueroa. Okay, so I have a meeting with her, and it's just a chance meeting, right? Because I put her down as I wanted to meet with her, but I really didn't know that this was going to work. In the back of my mind, like I need to find out more information about this lodge, right? So she, shows me pictures, photos, whatever, and talks about it. And I'm like, I think I have this group that will be perfect for your location. And she's like, okay, we'll have them, blah, 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 blah. So I had my client come and take a look at it, stay the night, experience it, and loved it. Okay. I mean, was over the moon about it, right? So it all worked out. It worked out so well. They have 2 meetings booked there. Okay. That's how well it worked out. Okay. They just completed one, and they're doing another one in the spring, in 2024. So that's what I'm talking about, right? So, but it had to do with a vibe. It had nothing to do. Yeah, it's a mountain location, that kind of stuff. It's not your typical kind of hotel. It's more of a lodge feel. It's rustic, right? Not every group would like that, but for this group, it was perfect. So you got to make sure that you know who your client is, what they're looking for, what's the subject matter, what are they talking about. Everything is not corporate group, right? Especially these days. There's a lot of groups that have popped up since COVID, right? Because corporate group is not traveling as much anymore. I mean, it's coming back, but you get all these little different kind of special interest groups and maybe some personal groups that come in there that they have different needs than the corporate people, right? So you got to make sure you expand your horizon, so to speak, right? Don't just meet with your typical hotel that everybody else is meeting at, right? Or everyone else has. Meet with the ones that are kind of off the beaten path, to have a different location, different vibe, and things like that. Because it's about the client. It's never about me. It's about the client, right? So that's why I meet with certain people. That's why I'm strategic about who I meet with, where their location is. Are they East Coast versus West Coast? Are they Midwest versus? I try to meet with all of them. So like strategically, like this year, 23, I said, I got to meet with more East Coast people, East Coast destinations, East Coast hotels, because I don't have a lot of contacts there. So strategically, that's what I did. So I didn't do a lot of things on the West Coast. I did more things on the East Coast. So, but it worked out because guess what? I have a group now that wants to be on the East Coast. So it was, like I said, it was strategic, but it just fell into place that way because I had so many contacts out here. I said, you know what? Something's got to give, because I'm going to have a client that's going to want to go, on the East Coast, to, New England or something like that. Well, just so happened I was in New England a couple of weeks ago. Never been there before in my life. Now I have groups that want to go there. I'm like, darn, hey, there you go. Kind of manifested itself, right? So there you go. But anyway, there you go. So that's how it works. So just make sure you listen to your clients, and kind of experience, if you can experience one of their meetings that they're having or their retreats, you go and kind of experience it and say, okay, this is what they're looking for. So hotel site selection, that's one of the things that I do. Okay, I guess I put all this up there and said all that to say hotel site selection is one thing that I do. And within that hotel site selection, RFP process, sending it to, my CVB partners, and then they send it to their hotel partners, and then we go from there. Then contract is generated, and I present everything. Well, first before the contract, I present everything to my client, and then wherever they want to go, like, okay, we'll choose this one. Then a contract is generated. I look over the contract, make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, so to speak, and present it to them because they're the ones that sign the contract. And I never want them to sign a contract that they don't understand. Okay, there can be clauses in there they don't understand. Well, this is what this means. That's what that means. Take this out. Ask them to take that out. We'll take, that kind of thing. So that's one thing that I do. I'm a brand show off. So content creating and brand show off go hand in hand, right? So right now, I'm creating content for who? Who am I creating content for? Yeah, I'm creating content for me, Russell of Hotels. But for the last however long I've been on this show, 41 minutes, I've been creating content for UCLA Lake Arrowhead Lodge. Okay, everything that I do, all the scenes that I've gone through are UCLA Lake Arrowhead Lodge. Okay, so that's creating content for them, and then it's showing off their brand. So that's what a brand show off is, right? I am showing off their brand. So I'm a brand show off. So, and then I don't know what I was going to say, but I'm the brand who helps your brand as well. So I'm the brand that helps your brand. How are you the brand that helps your brand? Because I create content. You create content for what? Because I'm a brand show off. I create content to show off your brand. Boom. And then I'm a hotel site selection expert as well. So to me, all those go hand in hand, right? I'm already there at the hotel. I'm already there taking pictures for my client. So why not show it to everyone else? To me, it goes hand in hand. Hotel site selection, being a brand show off, and content creating. It all goes hand in hand. So those are the things that I do. So always make sure you let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Okay? That's what AI asked me yesterday. Boom. Who's your best brand advocate? Well, I'm gonna make it easy for you. You should be your best brand advocate, okay? You're the one that got to be out there hooping and hollering, okay? Raising sand, kicking up dust. That's what my dad used to say. He said he was out there kicking all kind of sand, kicking up all kind of sand. That means, making a spectacle of yourself or creating attention for yourself, right? So that's what you need to do, right? If it's you need to be your best cheerleader. You need to have the pom poms and all this kind of stuff. You are your best brand advocate. You have to be the one to initiate everything, okay? You can't count on everybody to do it. I can't count on my mom to say, tell everybody in Blythe that, you know what Russell does? He does this and that. No, I can't count on her to do that. And plus, she probably wouldn't do it anyway. So you have to be your best brand advocate, okay, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'm trying to be funny. But yeah, so if no one knows what you do, it's your own fault. Okay, you have to be the one to let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help. So that whole elevator pitch that we've been trained to do. People in sales, what is your elevator pitch? Get up here and tell me what your elevator pitch is. And you're on the elevator. You're going up. You're in the elevator for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So you got 30 seconds to let someone know what you do, right? Well, like I said, I limited it to who you are, what you do, and how you can help. And if they don't need your help, then get up the elevator in 30 seconds and you be gone. Peace, deuces. So yeah, so just we can be as creative as we want to be on this thing called that elevator pitch. But like I said, I keep it simple: who you are, what you do, how you can help them, and that all goes back to being your best brand advocate. Let people know who you are, what you do, how you can help them. Okay, there you go. But you got to be the loudest person that tells them, because no one else is going to be as excited as you. And once you're excited, it's infectious. It will go to everyone else. Believe me, I see it all the time. Like, oh, you're that. Wait, don't I know you from somewhere? I don't think we met before. You're that Russell of Hotels guy, right? Don't you do something on LinkedIn all the time? That's what I get. I'm like, yeah, that's me. So yeah, so being your best brand advocate, people will know who the heck you are. But you got to be the loudest one. I'm sorry you have to say it. And being loud, does that mean I'm loud where you can hear me and I'm screaming and yelling? No, you just have to post things. You have to let people know you're there. You have to have a presence. Okay, let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Okay, believe me, it'll make its way to people that you didn't even think even paid attention to what the heck you did, or they didn't even know who you were. Okay, but anyway, what are you doing to keep your brand relevant? Well, and that thing is just via social media. What do you mean? Yeah, how do you increase social media engagement? Be consistent. Okay, I consistently do what is it called? Daily check-ins with Russell of Hotels. Consistently do them every Monday through Friday. Okay, well I don't do it on Tuesday because I do this show, but I'm consistently doing something where people see me. That's where AI comes in too. If I can't do it, I'm gonna post something on AI with AI. I'm gonna use Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, one of those to do that. So I'm gonna put things out. So I'm consistent. So if you go back and look at, some of the things that I do or some of the platforms that I'm on, you see that I am consistent. So I think I counted what for the year. It's like, what is it? 50. If I do 5 a week, what is that? 5 times. I can't remember what it was. It's about 100,000 times that I do things over a year. Okay, so there you go. I mean, do people look at it like that? Do you look at it? If you post things like I post things every day, 5 times a week, 5 times 5 is 25, right? 25 times, whatever, 4 weeks in a month is whatever that is, times 12, whatever that is. I mean, you'll see what you do in an annual basis, and I think it came out to be 100 and something thousand times. I can't remember what it was, but yeah. So there you go. So that's what I bring to the table, right? So I'm always doing something, and when it's your brand, when it's your business, your company, your livelihood, that's what you need to do. Okay. However you're doing it, if it's not on social media, you need to be shaking the tree to see when it falls out. Okay. You need to be in front of someone, breaking bread with somebody, on the phone with someone, emailing. So you need to be whatever you need to do. You need to do it, but be consistent. But I'm speaking of social media, so be consistent on social media. The next one is add value. Make sure you're adding value. So hopefully, me saying what I said about AI added value. HeyGen.ai. Go there and see. And it is value if you use it because it's free. It's that free value. Who doesn't want that free 99? I'm big on free 99. So when Kat told me, oh, you can do the free version, just go HeyGen.ai. I'm like, I'm there. So consistency, add value, and be authentic. Be your authentic self. So be you. Don't try to be someone else. Don't fake the funk. Be you. Be the best. No, be the best you that you can be. I hate that, but just be you. Because no one else could be you, right? And who would want to be me? Okay, and I don't want to be some of you people. Okay, so just be you. I don't compete with anybody but me. I try to better me, better myself, right? Yeah, I look at other people's things and I see what they're doing, like, oh my God, that's pretty creative. Okay. But do I go back and copy it? No. I say, this is good, but it may not work for me. It may not work for my audience. It may not work for my brand, right? So, and it may be just off of what I normally would do, right? I think I challenge myself enough, right? So I don't have to. Only person I compete with is me. Like, okay, I need a new right now. I need a camera. Okay, so hopefully somebody for Christmas gives me a camera. Okay, I need a camera. I need a digital camera, video camera to do what I do. Right. So hopefully someone, if I put it out there in the universe, somebody will give me one, right? Or I'll get one myself, right? So I have to put it out there and I have to say it many times, and then maybe I will get one. But yeah, so those are things I compete with. I compete with myself with equipment. So I bought the laptop, I bought the Rodecaster, You know what I mean? I got it, tripods. I have microphones. I have the microphone boom and all that stuff. So I'm always competing with myself to make a better product, not necessarily competing with people that say, "Well, I'm gonna do what he's doing. I'm gonna do what she's doing." You know, because there's a lot of people that do podcasts or digital shows like this, and I watch a lot of them, right? But I watch them because I want to see how they format things, and how they move from one subject to the other. Those things are important to me, right? But or how easy they are to go from one subject to the other, and how maybe how well read they are on certain topics or whatever, which is fine, but that may not be my sweet spot, right? I'm never going to go a whole show and everything's going to be perfect, right? And I don't look for perfection. I look to be better than I was the previous time, but that I'm not looking for perfection because I don't think it exists. I don't think that exists in this field, right? I'm never going to go through and not stammer over a word or remember everything I'm supposed to say, right? It's never going to happen, right? I gave that up this is 229 shows. I gave that up probably about show number 5, right? So I'm like, it ain't never gonna be perfect, right? Everybody, and this is what I thought, right? This is what I think. Everybody is not in life. Everybody doesn't like you, and in life, you don't like everybody, right? So why should this be any different? This is still life, right? This is still life we're living, right? That I'm living, yeah. So just look at it like that. Everybody's never gonna like you. I'm not. Everybody's never. Everyone is not gonna like what you're doing. Okay, it's just not gonna happen, and you're not gonna like what other people are doing either. Everyone. Okay, it's just not gonna happen. That's not life. Okay. I mean, I respect a lot of people, right? But I don't dislike anybody. But I just, I can just keep it moving, right? So, but that's life, right? That's life. Everyone doesn't like everyone, and you don't like everyone. So there you go. That's okay, and it's all right. It's okay. It's all right. And I use various platforms, so I don't use the same platforms, right? So I don't use just TikTok, or I don't use just Instagram. I'm only an Instagram fan. No, You got to use multiple platforms. You can use the same content, but definitely use various platforms. Do not put everything on one thing, because if you do, you could be canceled, and you don't want to be canceled by anybody. So anyway, who's hiring? And the non-meat eats. Okay, who's hiring? I only got 3 today. Doubletree, San Pedro. I used to work there. I used to be the director of sales and marketing there. And guess what they're looking for? They're looking for a director of sales and marketing. Okay, I saw this position on, I believe it was on, I don't know, H Careers or Indeed. I guess it doesn't matter. It was on one of those two. Okay, and the thing that I saw about this is the salary, right? They put a salary of, it wasn't even in the 90s. I'm like, no, you need at least for that job 110, 115. Okay, at least. Okay, at least, at the very least. They ask, and I don't know if this is Indeed that formulated this, meaning they came up with they average out certain positions or whatever. And sometimes I think the algorithms do that. So hopefully the hotel company did not do that, because if they're doing that, that's going to lower the good people that may be interested in that position. I'm telling you. So word of advice, when you see salaries, if you're interviewing for a job and you hear a salary, are you willing to do that job for that particular salary? Okay, because once you sign up, that means you are, right? And sometimes they're not paying enough. You got to remember everything that entails, especially if it's a property that, there's a lot of turnover there. The hotel is in badly need of renovation. All those kind of things affect the sales process. It affects you selling that to clients, okay? But at the end of the day, what are you measured on? You're measured on your numbers, the results of your numbers from that budget, okay? You sign up for a hotel that was under renovated, okay? You sign up for a hotel that had a lot of turnover. You sign up for that hotel that, the location may suck, but you took it anyway, right? So once you sign it, you're responsible for all those numbers. So make sure you're taking that salary and you're like, okay, I can deal with these numbers based on this salary. Okay, that's fine. I can do all this based on that. Okay, so just remember that, right? Because sometimes we don't think about those things. We just say we take this, oh, that money, it seems to look good, but then once you get in there, like, well, wait a minute, I didn't know all this was happening over here. Oh no, this ain't enough money. Well, you didn't ask enough questions during the interview process. Remember, I always say this, and I said it before. What am I going to say? You interview them just as much as they're interviewing you. Okay, interviewing is a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. Okay, so people they kill me with this like, oh, I had a great interview. They asked me this, they asked me that. What'd you ask them? Huh? What? I didn't. Well, how do you know about the company? What are they doing? What's their budget? What are their numbers? What do they expect from you? What are their expectations? There's a lot of things that you got to ask questions. And if they get turned off or missed by it, that ain't the company for you to work for. Hello? So just know what you're getting into. Okay, that was Doubletree San Pedro. Doubletree San Pedro looking for a director of sales and marketing. Godfrey Hotel in Hollywood. I love that hotel. They got a great rooftop. They got like 2 bars on the rooftop. They got it going on, okay? That's probably one of the newer hotels in Hollywood. They're looking for DOSM as well, director of sales and marketing as well. I love that hotel. So, and then they were underpaying too, based on the number that I saw. It was like maxing. It was like at 110. No, that's 120, 130,000 hotel. Okay, so once again, the same things that I mentioned earlier for that DoubleTree. Make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. Okay, because in Hollywood, those are high-profile hotels. They're looking for someone to come in and basically turn that hotel around like that. It's probably underperforming. That's probably what I'm thinking. Because a lot of hotels are underperforming right now because of we're still coming out of this funk, and business travel is not back where it should be. There's business out there, but it just may not be that that sexy business that we've been looking for. You know what I mean? That business traveler that pays that high amount and then blah 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 blah. It may not be that, but you got to make sure that they're okay with you bringing in different types of business. Okay, it may not be exactly that rate, but if we can get close to it, I mean, you got to be creative these days. You just can't walk in and think you're going to get the same business the same way we've been getting it for years, right? Things change, and you got to evolve with what's going on. Okay, so it's not easy. It's not as easy anymore. I'm gonna say it. It's not as easy. You can talk to anybody that's in any hotel. They'll tell you things have changed. It's not as easy anymore. We do have a lot, but the same people that say that are not the people that are maybe involved in like social media and things like that, right? It's the old school people that's still trying to get business the same way. Okay, so yeah, I'm throwing it out there today. I'm throwing it out there. But anyway, the next one is the Hilton Garden Inn in Burbank. They're looking for a director of sales. Okay, so there you go with that. And now I meet Eats. Okay, so real quick, when I went to when I was at UCLA Lake Arrowhead Lodge on Friday, I left there about say 1:30ish, 2:00, somewhere in between there. And I went down the hill and I drove to Upland, okay, because I follow this restaurant called Viva Vegan Tacos. That's their name on Instagram, okay. Well, they have 3 locations. They have one in Colton. This is all in California, Southern California. They have one in Colton. They have one in Upland. That's the one I went to. And they just opened up one in Echo Park, which is right outside of LA, right? So I was on my way and I'm like, I'm going to stop at that and check it out. Oh my goodness. You talking about some good eating, okay? Okay. You do you hear me? So check it out. Follow them on Instagram, Viva Vegan Tacos. Okay. And they'll list the 3 locations they have on their profile page. But their food was so good. I got the carne asada burrito, and this is all vegan, okay? You talking about the seasonings and all that stuff. Delicioso, okay? It was good. It was grub, okay? I was in there, had me a big old burrito. I was just in there. Had me Jarritos. The soda, oh my gosh, okay. I remember as a kid, we used to work. This is a side note, okay? This is a side thing. When I grew up in Blythe, right, buddy of mine, Tom, okay, we worked. We were like farm laborers, okay. So we did melons, we did, banana squash. Banana squash is like these huge things. But anyway, we worked in there. We're kids. We're in high school, right? That was our job. So this one guy, he liked us. He's like the foreman of this farm, and he liked it. So he would give us jobs when most of the season was done. He gave us jobs, working in the field and that kind of stuff. So we did that, and there was this family that would come from Mexicali, right? Mexicali. They would come every day from Blythe to Mexicali. Now that must be, I don't know, hour and a half they would drive, and I just remember and this was years ago. This was my introduction into Jarritos, the soda, Jarritos, right? Am I saying that right? Jarritos. So that was my introduction to it because he would always have them and he would sell them to us for like 50 cents. Okay, I don't know what the heck he paid for them, but he was selling them for 50 cents. And back then there was like only two flavors. I think there was probably orange and strawberry. We love orange and strawberry, and they didn't have a grape one. If they had a grape one, I would have got that one. But those are like the two flavors that they had. So I would always like the orange one. And this, like I said, this was years ago. When I was in high school, we were like sophomores. I had to be at least, I was 16 because I was driving, right? So I guess I was a sophomore or junior. Is a summer of probably sophomore year. And oh my God, we would drink those sodas, during the break, we would drink those sodas. And every Mexican restaurant I go to, I always make sure I get that same soda because of, back in the day, Ramon, his name was Ramon. Ramon used to sell those sodas to us. And it's funny how I remember this name, and that was 100 years ago, right? So, oh my God, it was. But anyway, I don't know how I got onto that, but and I'm almost over time. But anyway, go to Viva Vegan Tacos. So Viva Vegan Tacos. So anyway, so we're almost done here. I'm sorry. Let's see. I'm gonna go quick here because I just heard that something's not right. So the purpose, okay, know your three P's, right? Either purpose, passion, or perseverance, okay? So you want to make sure you have those. Purpose, know why you're doing what you do. Passion, either you have it or you don't. And perseverance, be consistent, continue to evolve. Don't give up and swerve when you need to. That's it, I think. Let's see. Oh, let me just end it with this quote, and then I got one more photo I want to show you. Travel will educate you about people, places, and culture if you allow it to. Although we may be different in our looks and beliefs, we all want the same thing, to be appreciated and respected for our differences. And that came from me, Russell of Hotels, okay? So just remember to respect people. Like I said, we don't like everybody. We're not going to like everybody. Everybody's not going to like us. But we should at least respect them, okay? There you go. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody. So you guys have a great weekend with the family. Thanksgiving, I'm going through Blythe. I'm going to Hemet. I'm going to Phoenix. I mean, I'm doing the most this weekend. So, but anyway, and maybe somebody need to invite me over. As long as you got some non-meat eats, I'm good. If you don't have non-meat eats, don't even let me know. Okay. But anyway, we'll end it with this right here. This is my clients, right? These are collectively, they're my client. Okay. So this is the brain trust of the organization, right? So, and they were happy, right? So they invited me to have lunch with them and all that. So I took some pictures of them, and then I said, I'm going to do a video, right? So this is the video that I did. And then they just became themselves, whatever that is. So, but no, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys. Once again, this is Russell of Hotels. The show is called On Air with Russell of Hotels. Comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So until tomorrow when I do the daily check-in, you guys have a great day. Peace.
Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Please tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as we talk to other hospitality professionals. Your feedback is important to Russell. Feel free to email him at russell@russellofhotels.com with any questions or suggestions. Until next time, Try not to be a person of success. Rather, become a person of great value.